Welcome back to the Boathouse. If you end up liking today's episode, give us a thumbs up and drop us a note in the comments section below. And check out our Patreon page for special content and other rewards for supporting the project. A big thanks to those making a monthly donation to help keep this project rolling. It's the last warm weather season before Arabella's launch date, so it's time to start working again on projects that get done in the hotter months. And pretty soon the deck will be laid, the housetop will be covered, and the planking will be done. Before that happens though, KP will need to finish up on the deck structure with the stem and stern blocking and the centerline blocking, which has all been happening in the background of the last couple episodes while Steve finished work in the galley.
This is heavy.
The first step for KP today was to pick out a suitable hunk of locust to serve as the stern blocking.
I don't have the pith.
Oh, the pith.
The center of the tree.
Thick. Yeah, I do. But it's
just there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
so I think we can get it all up there. That's the one. Avoid that. Cut it here. Oh, good. Well, that took a lot longer than I expected. As soon as I'm finished installing the stem and stern blocking, I'm going to get to the centerline blocking. The centerline blocking goes in between all the deck beams to stiffen up the whole compression contraction process. Shout out to Aaron and David, our trusty 9-year-old assistant Aaron and David, who turns the mallets for us, came and they milled out a bunch of this black locust lumber for me, which was hugely helpful. They dug through all the lumber and found these, milled them out for me. I'm used to just calling the parts guy and having him order me very nice fresh lumber, and that's not what we do here. So it's been a fun, actually, but an adjustment, slowing things down, digging through the piles and looking at all the raw lumber that was cut years ago.
So Aaron's commandeering my old tool cart here to become part of his adventure cart.
There you go.
I'm gonna ride it down a hill. It's gonna be pretty fun. An adventure. Oh, it's fun just thinking about it.
Is that block ready to go in?
Yep. So, okay. Okay, here goes. Wow. Yeah. three. Oh man. Yep. I guess this is our brand test. They're both 18 volt. Let's see how the Makita does. Alright, I don't feel so bad about my Milwaukee. Okay, take 3. Go deeper than that?
I would bottom out that bore.
Yeah? Okay. Alright. There. That was exciting. Batteries are great until they're not. If I go about there, that'll be square into the stem, which is approximately there-ish. That'll help a little bit. All right.
The stem and stern blocking will get fastened to the boat in next week's episode. The last step on these for now is a healthy coat of copper-based anti-fouling paint.
And done. I'm done.
All right.
Whoa. That's a lot of fur.
Uh-huh.
Can I try?
Yep. All right, you ever brush a dog before?
I've tried to brush my cat, but it didn't really work.
Okay. So he won't scratch you. You want to go with the fur, just like you're petting them?
It's like a cloud
Yeah.
when I brush him. Looked like a snowstorm just came through.
At first I was like, oh, I'll make a jig and use the router.
Yeah.
And so I spent quite a while figuring a jig, and the router base is going to hit here where it's going to be 12 inch and then a 1/4 inch back and then blah, blah, blah. And I went in and it wanted to bite. And so I stopped that. I made another jig.
Yeah.
And then this is curved. And so Steve had, don't tell him, a genius idea to put these T-nuts in.
Nice.
So it can be level. So I place my little level, adjust it with the T-nuts and the head of the bolt, and then run across a few times. So this is my stopping edge to get that into a 1/4 inch deep.
Yeah.
And then just sort of run it out until the battery runs out. And then we went to the store and got a jig with a guide.
Oh, a bearing.
So that once I establish my lines with this very simple flat cutout, I'll again make it level, but instead of more T-nuts, I just have some wedges. Wedge it in, make it level, clamp it down. You know, once I've established this clean edge, I take this out because this, of course, isn't deep enough to go all the way to the depth. It was a good day when I made this little puppy. I was able to trace the top because this plane is flat, so I just was able to run a pencil with the jig. The bottom edge I'm using to mark 1.5 inches up. This is, the deck beam is curved, so if I run it across, it'll be slightly curved. But when I put the centerline blocking in, I need this to be flat, and so I mark this edge, and put a straight edge across it to establish a straight rabbet. Good. I scored the bottom and side edges because I had some tear out issues, so the scoring helps prevent the tear out on the edges. And I'll just spend some time cleaning up the corners and getting the bottom edge to fit the centerline blocks. Now that I have the rabbets all chiseled out, I wanted to cut my centerline stock, but I'd like to pick up the angles on that before I cut the actual piece. So I made up this little piece that I traced to pick up this angle. It's slight, but enough that it'll make a difference. And then did the same thing for this side. And so I have my slight angles here. Of course, it's a bit short, but I will account for that when I cut this. Stay close. Oh. Take the hair off right there. Super close, but not close enough. Hey, fits. Long, just a wee bit. Hey! I think it's a wee bit wide though. Ta-da! It's in. Not perfect, but good enough.
The last steps for the centerline blocking before they get their finished coats was to route the interior facing edges and to get a good overall sanding.
Trout.
Absolutely.
I mean, these are better ones than last time, but I don't want to be a problem bothering you guys.
Problem? Giving us trout? Really, Russ?
Look at that, you remember my name.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good.
It's great to see you.
Nice to see you.
Do you mind if we put you on video? No promises.
Not at all. Greatest project ever.
Best fish ever. Thank
And
you.
an asset to the community. Thank you.
Oh, gosh, my pleasure. Thank you so
Say
much.
hi to Steven for me.
I will.
All right, there he is. I'm bothering you with more stupid fish. What? I'm bothering you with a couple more trout.
After lunch, with a dry primer coat on the blocking, it was time for the varnish. And then it was time to start figuring out the plan of attack on fairing the deck structure.
Rough fairing the deck hasn't gone as smoothly as I wanted it to today. No pun intended. But we've come up with a jig that we're gonna try out, which I think will make this process go a lot faster and a lot easier.
I hope this works.
I hope this works too.
I think it'll work.
If it works, it's gonna be awesome.
It'll save us a lot of time.
If it doesn't work, it'll waste us a little time, and then we'll know.
It's worth trying.
Next week, we'll take a look at what Steve and KP devised to speed up the process of fairing the deck. A truly daunting task that Steve has not been looking forward to for some time. Thanks for following along. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your favorite trout recipes in the comments section. Follow the links in the description below to check out our website and our Patreon page. And if you can, consider becoming a monthly contributor to help us get Arabella sailing as soon as possible. Thanks again for following the journey, and see you again next Friday.